particles. Here we go. Here we go.
Boom. All right. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Beautiful weekend up here in the Bay. And hopefully everybody's feeling good today. This is one of these shows where we just have like an abundance of topics, of subject matter. And we're going to parse through all of it piece by piece. Dami, until the job is done, damn it. We're not going anywhere till the job is done.
Exactly. An abundance. That's perfectly said, Paulie. Hi, buddy. How you doing? How was your weekend?
I'm doing good, Big D.
Awesome.
I'm doing real good. And it's great to see everybody lining up. I got Rags in Jersey, Miguel, Stenson, Sweet Mad Hatter up north, Patty in Napa. Patty and Mikey, apparently, Dom, with a pre-show message to the entire Bay Area. Mikey said he wants all of us to know the Brewers will whip some giant A tonight. Belt to ass, as the kids like to say. Belt to ass. B to A. Mikey, you're 100% probably right on that one. And I'm just grateful. We're not going to see the Miz, are we? I don't want any part of this freaking kid. Keep the Miz out of here. Dude,
right?
This guy Miz, you following this kid, Mizorowski?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
God. So apparently the last game he pitched, he threw 3 pitches over 104 miles an hour. And I think the total number of 100-mile-an-hour pitches in his last game pitch were north of 60. There's 66 pitches of 100 or more. I mean, it's you talk about a flamethrower. So anyway, no, Mikey, you're probably 100% right on that. Yeah, the Giants.
Absolutely. Paulie, like Murph used to say, where's our Miz? I want our Miz.
Where's our Miz? Don't get me going. I mean, it's like Robert Plant said. Does anybody remember laughter, for Christ's sake?
Oh, dude, totally.
I can barely remember it all. Where's our Miz? I could go across the diamond. Like, where's my Mookie Betts? You know what I mean? Can I get one of those? It's been tough sledding around here. Giants did win a series over the weekend. Dom and I talked before the show and mentioned that probably the last time, or maybe not probably, but possibly the last time you'll see Robbie Ray at home in a Giant uniform, who pitched 6 innings. Giants got to win that day on Saturday. Jeff Kent goes into the Hall of Fame. We're going to hit that today as well, with Andrew Jones and Beltran, of course, as well. But it was nice to see Kent. Nice to see him acknowledge the Giants. Dusty Baker was there. That was really cool. Big news with the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. We're going to kind of walk through all of that today as well. We have a special report today coming up. Seth the Intern. Let me tell you something about Seth the Intern. This kid's star is rising, Dom. Remember the show Catch a Rising Star? That's Seth the Intern. We got one right here. This kid is rising. He's going to come on a little bit later on. Niner camp is open and running, and he's going to give us kind of a look at the Niner rookies and what's going on down in camp so far. But obviously Shanahan, the big story here in the Bay, and we're going to hit that. Dom, also bookmarks. We got to get into bookmarks today because we got a ton of relevant stuff like with the Hall of Fame and other kind of time-sensitive things.
They're piling up, Paulie. They're piling up.
They're piling up. It's. I mean, once again, an abundance of bookmarks. We have a surplus of bookmarks. You know what I mean? And then also there is a right or wrong that's been prepared, and I might unleash that on you today, Dami, as well. But to start the show, why don't we start with the Shanahan news? Because this is a story I think everybody's kind of concerned about. And I want to read to you, if I could, the official report so you guys know everything that we know. So this is the initial, this was the first report from Adam Schefter 2 days ago. And Schefter, obviously one of the most respected NFL voices, so every word is going to be accurate. Here's what he wrote. He said, San Francisco 49er coach Kyle Shanahan suffered significant injuries in a car accident during his summer break in mid-July that will now leave him limited as the team opens camp. Shanahan broke his nose. Shanahan broke 3 ribs. Shanahan broke his hand. He needed 40 stitches to his face. That's a lot of stitches in your face. I heard his eye. There was people were worried he was going to lose his eye. Wow. That's not going to happen, but he does have 40 stitches in his face. He apparently also suffered not just a concussion, a severe concussion. And recovery time from a concussion is so, it's sporadic. Like everyone's different. Everyone's recovery time is different. So I don't know how long that's going to linger. The crash, Dom, the accident occurred on July 14th, but we didn't find out until a couple of days ago. And it happened near his Northern California home. So the good news is he's alive. The good news is he will be back, and we expect a full recovery. But I just rattled off all the injuries. Dom, very serious with Shanahan. And just to say, to start off, I'm very glad he's okay. And all of us here in the PNP Familia wish him well and a speedy recovery. We love you, Coach. Get well. Want to see you on the sidelines as soon as possible. John Lynch came out. Sorry, Dom, one more thing.
Yeah, buddy.
John Lynch did say over the weekend he expects Kyle should be good to go by the time they have their opening day in Melbourne. So that's what we know. That's where we are. And Dami, I'll take kind of your thoughts. I think a few more details kind of have come out. A little bit more is kind of they're peeling the onion back, like they like to say, and more stuff is coming out that it was a head-on accident, which is even more scary. And the other driver was not injured, which thank God. And it's just terrible news. Everybody has different opinions of Kyle. I really respect him, how hard he works, how much he cares about football and the Niners, and just sending him all the positive particles we can to get better. But it's going to have an impact on the team because, like you said, that those concussions can linger. Like, look at Brandon Belt, right? He's going back to exercising, and the symptoms can just come right back. So, we'll have to see. Lynch said he'll be in the same protocol as a player, so they'll go through the same series of tests. So I mean, you talk about a head-on collision. That's probably why he had so many injuries to his face. I mean, his face either hit the steering wheel, the dashboard, the windshield, which is awful. Something like that obviously collided with his face. So Coach, we just wish you well, man. Get well. Chris Forster, the O-line coach, is now taken over. He has been doing some press. You guys have probably seen some of his interviews. He's out there. And as I said, Dom, we have stuff in bookmarks about players talking about Kyle. So I got Purdy talking about Kyle. I think I got a Fred Warner clip in there. So we'll share all that stuff today. In fact, we should probably do that before the kid Seth, the intern, comes on. So, but anyway, again, just wanted to get some collective good vibes out there for Coach. And while I'm doing that, I want to start off as early as possible. I probably should have done this first, but you know me, I like to mix things up. I like to make things difficult. Dom, I want to say that the one and only Creative Tony has reached out. He is right now, as we speak, Creative Tony, my main man. He's in Cooperstown, New York, and he is coaching a Little League game right now. He actually had a request for all of us. So let me do this real quick. Let me formally announce the segment. Dom, stand by. I got to do my announcer voice, my megaphone. Hold on.
It's time for Catching Up with Creative Tony.
Did my own echo on that. Hope you guys like that. All
So
right, anyway,
good.
there you go. So dude, look at the freaking layout. You want to talk about America?
Right.
That's America.
That's America right there.
If I was running for any kind of office, congressman, anything like that, I would be like, vote for me because I'm into this. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You probably would do the announcement from there, like right from home plate.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce my candidacy for U.S. Senate. My platform is blank you, and this is what I believe in. So if you like what you see, a vote for Paulie Mack is a vote for a better America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, you got my vote, Paulie. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. So anyway, look at this. So this is Creative Tony's world right now in Cooperstown. He's got the whole squad with him there. And Dommy, these kids are freaking ballers, dude. So he told us that his team out of freaking San Carlos, California, they are ranked 25th out of the 104 teams that are at Cooperstown right now.
That's awesome.
That's really impressive. And just to kind of saying a word of praise for Creative Tony, because he's so modest, he's so humble, he downplays everything. That I think Tony was a really good player, and he's probably a really good coach too. He's probably got these kids, feeling good and playing well. I think his son Dom hit a home run yesterday.
Nice.
So he has asked me to thank you, sweet Mad Hatter. Paulie back at 2028.
There you go.
Our running mate, Tom, you up for it? You want to take a
We're in. Let's go.
Vote Mac Peralta 28, man. Write it in. It can't be any worse.
Heck
I wanted to say Tony asked us for a collective group kind of energy / particle transferal from us to Cooperstown. So here we've never done this before. It's like a live seance we're going to do real quick. So I'm going to count backwards from 3. We're going to take a quick pause, and we're going to send all of our love and energy to Cooperstown. Here it comes, folks. 3, 2, 1. Beam out the particles to Creative Tony.
Send them out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There we
Hold
go.
on, Dom, I'm still beaming. I'm not done. Hold on. Okay. All right. I hope you guys join me on that. Hope you guys join me. Go Creative Tony. Go Rags. What else you got, Dom? Pictorially speaking.
Yeah, so he also they have their own wall of fame and alumni for players who have gone through there, played in the Cooperstown Dream Park game. So some notable guys, right? Like DeGrom, Odell Beckham Jr. played, Garrett Cole.
Nice.
So really awesome. Mike Trout, who was just in town, which we'll probably talk a little bit more about later, and your guy, Paulie, Carlos Rodon.
I said, listen, you know me, I'm not one to pick on kids. I mean, that's for sure. I love kids.
Yeah.
You know, I used to, you know what, you want to hear something, Tommy? True story. Consecutive summers when I was in college, I would come home from school, spend the summer vacation at my parents' house. You know what my summer job was 2 years in a row? I was a camp counselor at the freaking YMCA, and I was a baseball coach. I was teaching little kids. They were probably 5, 6 years old, really little kids.
Yeah,
about the basics of the game. And so, yeah, I've worked with the kids too. But I'm telling you, that Rodon shot.
Yeah,
it's a little off color, but I'm throwing this out there. He already looks like kind of a prick. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
Totally.
Like, you remember he had his little temper tantrum in the giant dugout. Yeah. He's always, and by the way, not even pitching right now for the Yankees, right? He's still on the IL. Yeah, you won't. He's always on the freaking IL. Yeah. But anyway, I saw that picture. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
It does check that box. It does make total sense. I heard things about him when he was in town too that were not so glowing.
Yeah.
We got a little video from Tony that I want to share because it kind of captures exactly where he's at. So let's stand by and take a look at this guy.
Here's a portion of Cooperstown. Incredible setting, you guys. Just incredible. The 22 diamonds.
Wow.
Right here. And this is the family pavilion right here. Alright, and then if you keep walking, that's one of the many snack shacks hooking up the kiddos. Inside the family pavilion, they do, the kids do the pin trading and all that stuff. Chill out in the shade. Today is a little overcast, but still beautiful. Supposed to get a bunch of rain tomorrow. I'm recording this Monday. And this is another side of the family pavilion. Over there, zoom in up there, that's the main diamond. That's where they did the championship game. And that's where they had the opening ceremony as well. So I'll send another video. Check it out. Miss y'all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The hush tones creative. Tony, I hope you guys could hear the narration. Yeah. Tony was kind of in his PBS voice. There's the field, and we are taking a look at the snack shack now. He was like all PBS and out there. But anyway, there you go.
Golf. Yeah, like he's on the 8th green at the Masters.
yeah, totally, exactly. So he's wish Tony well. He's out there right now competing. They started their game like 4:00 our time, 7 p.m. New York time. I wonder if let me think about this. Little League game probably go about what, an hour and 42 hours, maybe. Yeah. I wonder if he'll be under the lights. I wonder if they'll flick the lights on.
Probably. I would bet that they will. That would be an amazing effect, right? The lights, the bunting, it just feels like absolute baseball. I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, Tony we won't see him this week. We'll see him next week. I think midweek next week. He will be back. In fact, let's do this real quick too. So that's a little Creative Tony update for all the Creative Tony fans out there. Dom, you are also getting ready to fly the coop for a special camping trip, if I'm not mistaken. So let's walk through that just so people know like what's coming up this week, next week, stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. Our schedule. So this week we'll be around all week. I think Wednesday is maybe a question mark. We need to figure that out.
Wednesday down. Yeah, we might have to shut Wednesday down, but I'll announce that tomorrow. I'm working on some stuff, but go ahead.
Yeah. Once we get that hammered out, we've got Peacock coming back again on Thursday. We're going to check in with Robot Centaur later this week. Steve Groschel is going to give us an update from Tahoe. And then today we've got Seth. Then next week, Paulie, I do an annual camping backpacking trip that my grandfather started with his brothers, and my cousins and we all keep the tradition going. This will be, I think, the 26th year that I've gone. They've done it every year since the 80s. We go to this area called Desolation Wilderness up near Tahoe.
Desolation Wilderness. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's got my name written all over it. All right, so keep going.
Totally. Yeah, so we'll go up there. We make like a home base camp, do some backpacking up into the mountains, fishing, hiking. It's pretty awesome. So I will be off grid around August 4th till the 7th, something like that. So
oh, good. All right. Well, have a good time, man. Are you and Dom, you need a break too. This kid freaking, let me tell you something about Dom's work ethic. The guy doesn't freaking stop. James Brown and Dom Peralta, the hardest working men in showbiz. Rest in peace, Godfather of Soul. Yep. But anyway, Dommy, you need a break, dude. You've been working hard. I hope you do go on this trip. Now, are you one of these like, experienced, polished campers? You got the gear, and are you a glamper, dude? Are you one of these glamp guys? Which I'm not criticizing. I'm not criticizing.
Yeah. I mean, there's over 20 of us that go, and there's like a variety of range level people that go.
Yeah,
right.
Like a social structure.
Exactly. I don't glamp. I bring like the basics, but I also do bring part of the kitchen setup that everybody shares. So my truck ends up getting full of all kinds of useless stuff that I don't ever use. But we set up like a little kitchen. We all use it and share it together. So it's like a communal spot. So I this year, if we're allowed to have fires, I do one dinner per camp trip, and I do it in like a big, like a pot. So I cook it over the fire all day long. So yeah, it ends up being super fun. But yeah, we do like some overnight stuff. So we'll go like up into the mountains, camp overnight, fish. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
You're talking about 20 guys on a camping trip. We got a hierarchy. We got tiers. I would imagine you're like a grand poobah. If you've been doing this 20 years, you must be like very high up in the pecking order.
Organize it. Yep.
Yeah, let's hope so. So, Dommy, questions. I have a lot of questions top of my head. I'm not a camper, okay? I'm not. There's something about it kind of frightens me. In fact, my wife last week when we were in Portland, well, we weren't in Portland, but I flew to Portland. We were up on the coast there in Astoria. But she was like, because my wife loves camping, and she'll go camping like with her friends and stuff. And she's like, oh, you got to come, you got to bring. I'm like, they don't want my city ass in those woods. They don't want my urban street sense. Like, I'm way too much of a city boy for that. And my first concern, the second I walk myself into a tent, zip it up, here come the bears. I'm telling you, they're gonna sniff me out and be like, yeah, we got a city boy here. Let's eat that guy.
Right.
Have you ever had any encounters with, I'm serious now, like wolves? I mean, there's a puma walking around the woods of San Anselmo now.
Yeah, this second. I have heard about this.
His name is Otis, by the way. I know about this guy, and he's freaking huge. I've seen pictures. The thing is huge. So I don't want to encounter anything like that. We got snakes, bears, Otis the freaking puma. Have you had encounters with wildlife and any? For
sure. Yeah.
So there's going to be more ammunition for me not to go camping, but go ahead.
Yeah. The Desolation Wilderness is known for its like high bear activity. So we come prepared. We bring these things called bear bangs. They're like it's essentially a shotgun shell that you put to deter them. So it doesn't shoot them. It just scares the shit out of them. So we will like rig those up around camp, and usually every year they go off and scare them out of our camp. So
what about the now here we go, Joe Schmo coming in with a nice riff, and you're all over it. He goes, Paulie Mac's main fear, he's worried about a deliverance kind of experience. 100%, dude. I don't want to, dude, give me the pig sound and all that. No, thank you.
Right.
No, and I just feel like, listen, I wasn't invited by the wilderness. I'm not part of that ecosystem. I know my boundaries. You know what I mean? I'll do other stuff. I'll do other stuff. When you go hang out in the city, I'm your guy. You know what I mean? I got you.
It's like city slickers.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, when it comes to like canteens and lanterns and stuff like that, I'm already getting nervous. So it is very romantic, the idea, like a campfire, strumming a guitar. You know what I mean? Maybe we're a little puff give going on. Definitely. I can enjoy all that. But it's the wildlife. And then throw some poison ivy in the mix too, because I guarantee you someone's getting it. Have you had? Totally. Yeah. How often does that happen where someone gets like injured, you're bitten, poison ivy?
There's something goes down. Like every year it's different, like mosquitoes this year or whatever. So but I mean, we're all there. We all work together and help each other. We tend to like end up doing like a project. We'll build something. So it's a bunch of dudes. Once we get bored, you never know like what kind of random game we end up coming up with. So yeah, it's super fun.
All right, so here we go. Escobar Cheeks the third goes, totally, Cheeks, totally. He goes, listen, folks, once I hear dueling banjos, I'm out. Totally. Ding, 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 ding. Later, guys, gotta go. Ding, 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 ding. Get in the car. We're leaving right for
out of here. Yeah.
No, they're out there somewhere, Dom. They're out there somewhere. And, I don't know if I'm cut out for that. In fact, the last time I went camping, dude, if you could call it that, I was with Creative Tony. Nice. And we went up for this Grateful Dead kind of festival. It was up in Calaveras County, Angels Camp.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great festival. It was like a 3-day festival. And, the Dead played, and I think Tedeschi and Trucks were there. It was like a 3-day thing of just great music one day after another. And Creative Tony was like, dude, we got to camp. And I'm like, first off, I own no camping gear. He goes, don't worry, I got you. I got a spare tent and all that. So we get there. Now, to be fair, I did get the tickets. Okay. I got the tickets through my friend BC. So we were set up. We had a beautiful location. We had like this little grassy hill, which I could drive right onto. But that's like hippie Grateful Dead camping, like on a grass hill. Like it wasn't like I was in the woods with the bears and all that. So, and Tony also dumb. He had to set up my tent. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was like, I put a post in. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I got you. Step aside. So he set up the tent, and it was fun once I got in there. But I've always been a little gun shy about the deliverance, the bears, Otis, the puma, all that stuff.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to just choose things that you like. So I hear you. But that counted. That counted as a camping trip that you went on. So that worked. Yeah, box checked. Done.
It was fun. And I'll never forget this. I'll give you one memory I have of that. So one morning, like the first night we got there, I think it was like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we get there Thursday night. We go see the music. We come back to our camp. The fun part was it was a Dead show. So people were partying all night, all over the place. It was crazy. And then the next morning, when I open up my tent, the little flaps, and I stick my head out, there's a lady. I'm not kidding. There's a lady who wasn't there when I went to bed in a hammock, probably within 5 feet of where I was sleeping, who was not there when I went to bed. And I was like, oh, how are you? And I still remember her name was Joyce. And all weekend we were having a good time. And every time we would see her, we would sing that song, Joy and Pain, Sunshine and Rain. But we were doing Joyce and Pain. So every time
great.
Joyce and Pain. So camping at Dead shows, yes. Camping with the bears, maybe not for me. But you have a good time, Dom. Enjoy it. I know people love it. I do.
Yeah, should be super fun. And just getting off the grid, no phone, no cell phone, none of that. Like so it'll be a great reset. So
have a good time, Dommy. Have a good time. You definitely deserve it. And before we move into the kid portion of the show, Seth the intern, I wanted to ask if you saw any of the Jeff Kent Hall of Fame induction, because it was pretty cool.
I did. It was really awesome. It was great to see him go in as a Giant. I think the 6th Giant since they moved to San Francisco to get inducted in the Hall of Fame and go in as a Giant. So, and his speech was awesome. He did a great job. He acknowledged everything. There was like emotional, funny parts. It had like every single thing you could want. He shouted out Dusty and Barry. So it was really awesome.
Yeah, you forget or try not to forget how massive this guy was. A second baseman winning MVP with massive pop, massive RBI numbers. I mean, the Giants, we said this earlier. Where's my Jeff Kent of today?
Yeah.
Anybody got a spare Jeff Kent lying around? I'll take him right now. And I know that there were times when, they look at this guy's handle. My life sucks miserably. Hey, sucks. Great. Welcome aboard, brother. Join the club, man. The freaking line forms to the left. There's a lot of complaints out here, but anyway, he says Jeff Kent was so emotional. I like that though. I like to see the emotion. I like to see guys that are that passionate and in love with the game that it moves them like to tears and moves them emotionally. Also, shout out to Andrew Jones and Beltron, but this is one of our guys here. And like you said, it was nice to see Dusty there. I saw Kirk Reeder. Was sitting right next to Dusty too. It was really cool. And Jeff Kent shared a lot of nice words about Dusty Baker. And I always had this. I honestly never knew Dusty that well. I've only talked to him a couple of times, but I was always a huge fan of his because of his just overall demeanor, the way he was just, and he still is a very cool guy. And the way he managed the club, Jeff Kent talked about that. He was very encouraging. He didn't jump on you when you made mistakes. He was more of like an encouraging voice. And there are different skippers have different styles. There are hard asses. There are pushovers. There are guys like Vitello who I don't even really know what his persona is yet. I think he's trying to figure that out too. But it was a nice moment. I thought he looked pretty good. Like he looks pretty good right there for a guy who's probably Let me think about that. What do you think he's got to be in his 60s, probably close to 70. It looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like mid 60s, probably like 63, 64, something like that, roughly.
Yeah. And did when he was here and when there were a couple of instances where Giant fans got really pissed off at him. I mean, for me, that's all forgotten now. Now it's just about one big embrace. Like, I got no problem with Jeff Kent. Yeah, we had some bumps in the road, but by and large, I mean, he gave the Giants some of his best years, hence him going in as a Giant, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, Paulie, like him leaving to go to Houston in 03, that kind of changed the course of the team too, because he was such a huge part of the team.
Yep.
They lost the World Series. It was like that transition from losing the World Series to 03 just like ripped the Band-Aid off. It was so terrible. But losing Jeff Kent isn't talked about enough in that whole period because he was such a massive part of the team.
And, it's actually a really good point. His exit was kind of the beginning of the end of that era. Bonds carried on and all that, but the Giants went into a black hole for a few years. And I mean, you had the whole, it wasn't, and even Bochy's first year, man. Bochy's first year was bumpy. It took a little bit of time for Boch to get that thing on track. And obviously we know once he got it rolling, I said that when Jeff Kent left, the Giants entered kind of this black hole period. Yeah. Dom and I were talking before the show, and this is interesting. This is a little fun side topic for everybody today. We were talking about Mike Trout.
Oh, yeah.
Being in San Francisco for what, the fifth time? Is that what you said, Dom? It's only fifth time?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and that is just a shame that Mike Trout has been around for so long, and he's never really had a chance to shine. No. He's never had a chance to get into you start with the postseason. I mean, that's where all these guys want to be ultimately, and that's where they really want to make their rep. I mean, your rep is made if you're an all-time great like Mike Trout. Your rep is made and solidified and immortalized in the postseason. Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, you know what I mean? Big Papi with the Red Sox in the early 2000s, like all those clutch hits and home runs. Like he really built his rep in the postseason, and it's really sad that we've never gotten that from Trout. Not his fault, but we've never been able to see him on that stage.
Exactly. And it's funny that this came up earlier today, listening to Tom Tolbert's show. I actually posed the question to him, do you think he'll want to end up and finish his career as an Angel? And Tom said he does. He loves it in LA. And I just, as a baseball fan, I'm very bummed about that because I'd love to see him on a whole different team, like finally, playing in October or November, going for an actual World Series title. Because I don't know, Paulie, I think we talked about this earlier today. Has there ever been a bigger star in a sport that has had less impact than Mike Trout has, like historically?
Well, impact in what regard? Like
you were saying, so he has done very little in the postseason at all. He hasn't really made. His story feels like so incomplete. His numbers are massive. He's an all-time player, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like he's made such a huge impact in like the history of baseball in terms of, winning and championships and kind of that whole legacy part of it that you were talking about.
Well, I will give you a guy who I think I know what you're saying, and I'll give you a guy to consider, and he's not a baseball player, but a guy like Dominique Wilkins in the 80s in the NBA, who was, I mean, by any metric, he really was almost. It's hard to say because he never got a chance to compete for a championship.
Yeah.
Larry Bird and the Celtics would kick their ass like pretty much routinely every year in the postseason, and Dominique would go home. But individually, I mean, that guy was as talented as pretty much anybody out there. He was like Magic. He was like Isaiah. He was unstoppable. When he decided to go to the rim, Dominique's going to the freaking rim, and that's that. But that's a guy who never got a chance to really compete and never really have even a long run in the postseason. So how's that for an example?
Yeah, that's a good one. Totally. And I think you mentioned another one. Rod Carew was another great player that, didn't have a ton. Yeah. It's just, I want to see him. I mean, just as a baseball fan, I'd love to see him play in another uniform, but I think Escobar mentioned it, like the loyalty of it to his team. That's a huge part of it too. It's very Steph-esque. So
and now they're coming in too. Low Steve with one of the no question. Tony Gwynn, dude.
Yep,
Tony
there you go.
Gwynn. I saw Little J, Barry Sanders.
Nice. Barry Sanders. Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's kind of unfair to say this, but I would even kind of say Walter Payton to a
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Yes, he won a championship in '85 with the Bears,
Yep.
but he was not the featured guy at that point. His career was winding down, and I know people are still pissed off in Chicago that when they blew out the Patriots in '85 in the Super Bowl, they let the fridge run a touchdown in from like the 2-yard line, and they should have given that ball to Walter Payton because Walter Payton toiled for so many freaking years. And I got to tell you, man, if you watch the film, go up anytime. Just go to YouTube and Walter Payton highlights and behold, like he might be the best running back in the history of the game. Maybe not statistically, numerically, yardage, touchdowns, but I don't know that. I mean, I'm really thinking I don't know that you can find a better, tougher, more durable for such a long period of time than Sweetness, man. Walter, rest in peace, Sweetness, man. That guy was the real deal. I mean, you remember Sweetness, Tom?
Oh, dude, he was incredible. I love going back and watching just highlight packages of him. It's just like no one was like him. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. So there are these guys out there, that are just they're dominant. They're incredible individual talents, but because of the team they get stuck on, they're unable to really showcase that. And Mike Trout is definitely. How much longer do you think Trout will be around?
Well, I mean, his contract goes till like 2033, something like that. So he's got still has some years ahead of him. So.
You know what? Miguel coming in with Jim Brown, that is definitely the go-to. Is like the greatest, some still say the greatest football player of all time. I'm not going to dispute Jim Brown, but I would say, just for comparison's sake, that Jim Brown played fewer seasons, not taking anything away from Jim Brown, folks. Believe me, I'm a fan too, but he played fewer seasons and he played 14 games a season.
Right.
Sweetness was doing 16 games a season. He played longer than Jim Brown. I don't know. I'm just saying when it comes to running backs, go watch the film on Walter Payton just as like a refresher. And it's a reminder of how freaking incredible. Give me another couple of baseball guys like that, though, Dom. Guys that were just unbelievable talents that never got to really get on the stage and compete. I'm thinking, too, and I know there's more out there.
Well, I mean, Ken Griffey kind of comes to mind. Ken Griffey Jr. So I know like he had success, but not equivalent to how impactful he was in the game. He was an all-timer also. So
Rag's coming in with a good one too. Don Mattingly.
There you go.
Mattingly, people they don't realize because the Yankees were pretty crappy for a lot of his career. And at the very end, they got in. Like I think it was his last year, 95, I want to say.
Yep.
And I want to say they lost to the Mariners.
Mariners. Yeah, exactly. That's
kind of my memory of that. But Rags, great call. Mattingly was he was the captain of the Yankees, and that again is such a Donnie Baseball, dude. You know what I mean? Your nickname is Donnie Baseball. You're doing something, but like that is Yankee fans love him, and I know he's been around the game forever and all that. But people do forget about how good Don Mattingly was. That's a good one. Nick
Banks. D's got a good one. Ernie Banks. That's a great one.
I don't know Ernie Banks' resume as well. Tell me a little bit about like his. I know he's Chicago and all that, but what about Banks' career?
Oh, he's all-timer at his position. So he led the league every year in hitting, doubles, extra base. Yeah, like he was just an incredible baseball player, but he was on the Cubs. They weren't doing anything then. So yeah.
You know what, Joe Schmo? I'll give you Dan Marino. I'll give it to you, man. I'll give you that. That's why I compared him to Joe Burrow the other day. And again, not numerically, nothing like that. I'm just saying these are two outstanding quarterbacks. They played in one Super Bowl so far, and Joe Burrow, as we speak, has not been back. Marino never got back. But, I mean, think back, Dom, if you could, to 1985. It was January 85 from the 84 season. Niners, Dolphins. Dolphins favorite to win the game. Oh, my God, Dan Marino, watch out. Niners kicked their ass. Niners, blew them off the field. And I thought – and I was a kid. I was in high school, and I'm like – he'll be back though. Marino's going to play 2, 3, 4, 5 more Super Bowl. Never got back.
Nope.
So you can't assume that with anybody. And I'm just looking at the board to see any Cleveland player ever. Right.
Good one. Yeah.
Anyway, that was a good topic, Tommy. Yeah, guys.
Yeah, totally. And so to kind of wrap on the Giants stuff. So they won 2 of 3. They got Milwaukee coming to town. Milwaukee is they're 66 and 39. So they're like the exact inverse of the Giants, pretty much. So
inverse. Totally. They're like the bizarro Giants.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So it should be good. It was good to see Wisenhunt come up too and pitch yesterday. I think he had 7 Ks. He's got a hell of a changeup. So I just want to see him If Ray gets traded, he'll take his spot in the rotation, and then he just continue down that lane with him, because I want to see him pitch more.
Yeah, me too. And Mikey up in Napa, pretty much guaranteeing a Brewers series win. And you're probably right, Mikey. We got Molly on the hill tonight. By the way, should have done this for a song parody for Molly. Molly wants a cracker from Nirvana.
Oh, nice.
Molly wants a cracker. Yeah, we'll see him out there tonight pitching. Also, some promotion real quick. Want to remind everybody, we need help on a giant ticket winner. I'm going to let you do this, Tom. Talk about the situation we're in, and we need help here.
Sure. So Friday we did the raffle, and the way we get all the names for the raffle is whoever's commented on the show and is also a subscriber. So Mike, his handle is just Mike V.
Yeah.
And
Mike.
So, Mike commented. He commented 3 or 4 times, so he got on the list. He won, and then as a backup, we spun it again, and Escobar won backup plan 2. So, Mike, if you can contact us, if you're hearing this, please reach out to us, pauliepod@gmail.com. If we don't hear from you this week, then we're going to pass those tickets on over to Escobar, and we'll make you eligible again in the future. So
yeah, we got no choice. But Mike, the mysterious Mike, where are you, brother? Don't not claim the tickets. I want to meet this Mike. You know what I mean? I want to meet this guy. Do we know Mike? Do we know who this is, Tom?
I don't think so. No, but he comments pretty often on the YouTube page. So, and this is a perfect time just to shout out the 814 tickets. So scan the QR code in the bottom right. Come join us. I think we've sold about 30 tickets. Noah from the Giants is excited about the group we're putting together. Russ might come by and come say hi to you, Paulie. So yeah, it should be a fun day. And then we're gonna give another set away this Friday. So yeah.
By the way, I don't want to say it. I don't want the whole community to turn on me as some kind of a heathen or something like that. So Dom, I'm going to ask you to read the one word response Rags posted. Just read that one word.
Hunt.
That's all. Yeah, nice. That's all. You guys know the rest. Thank you, Rex. Thank you. Okay, so folks, yes, please do get your tickets. Zap that QR code. We definitely want to see you on 814. Rex, Jesus, man. All right, we want to see you on 814. Come on out. Here's what I want to do, Dom. I want to do a super. I saw Cheeks throw a super up there.
Yep.
And then I want to do a Peralta art spot, and then we're going to meet Seth, the intern, with his Niner rookie report. But a little business time, if we could, Big D.
Sounds good.
It's business.
Nice. All right. So Escobar, Cheeks, Dusty on deck when Hank broke the home run record, created the high five, traveled and smoked with Hendricks. What a life.
No, that's it. That's the mic drop right there. To me, I'll tell you the truth, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm more impressed with the Hendricks than I am being on deck with the Hank Aaron thing. Because Hendricks was only with us a little while, dude. It was like a comet streaking across the sky, and he was gone in 1970. So anyway, the fact that Dusty hung, knew, and toked a J with Hendricks that's all the bona fides he's ever going to need.
Yeah.
Then there's his whole baseball career. I'll tell you a dirty secret about Dusty Baker. When I was a kid, he was part of those Dodger teams that we freaking hated. I mean, dude, Garvey, Lopes, Say, Sutton, Yeager, all those jackholes. And Dusty was part of that, dude.
Yeah.
He was a left fielder, and he was great. He was an all-star player, won a World Series, with the Dodgers. So anyway, respect. But thanks, Escobar. I still like the Hendricks thing. That's my favorite.
Totally same here. Yeah,
okay, so thank you for the super, Escobar. Oh, and Peralta Arts. Let's do a Peralta spot.
Sure.
And then
let's do it.
we are going to go to Set the Entrant. Okay, Peralta Arts and Company. Listen, folks, you guys know Dommy's sitting right there. Look at him. Peralta Arts and Company. This, my friends, is where graphic design, illustration, music, and pop culture all come and collide into one big, beautiful, artistic stew. I am very humbled and grateful to Dom, has been doing some artwork for the Paulie Mac and Friends band. We have a show this Friday, folks. Please do come on out if you can. We have a lot of gigs lined up. We have gigs one a month for the rest of this year. So there's a lot more shows coming up, but we are playing this Friday. We start at 7 p.m. We're going to play 2 sets. First set is kind of a mixed bag of lots of different bands. Second set, we do all Grateful Dead. And this is Dom's new Dom. I'm telling you right now, I'm not just saying this. This is my favorite. This is my favorite poster you've done so far. I freaking love this with the brick, man.
Yeah, they keep evolving. So I've kind of got like this theme, the skull cowboy that we did to tribute Bobby in one of your earlier shows. And I've continued his theme to just keep going in these posters. So this time I made him bringing roses to Jerry Day because it's Jerry Day this weekend. So, and then the brick is like literally just from the background in the Brisbane Inn. So this one was fun. It was pretty straightforward and simple, but I like those because they work. So,
well, thank you, Dom, very much. And also to encourage people to come out, we're going to have a great time. Dude, Los D's flying in, bro.
Yeah.
Los D will be at the gig, which I'm very happy about. And just know, like, if you've never been to the Brisbane Inn, it's a really cool spot. It's like you're hanging out in your living room.
Yeah.
And they kind of let us have our way with the place. Like people, I mean, I'm just saying, it turns into a huge party. Yeah. Every time we play there, by the second set, things get so loose. People are walking. I mean, it's just it's a lot of fun. Dom, you've seen it. Yeah. It's a lot of fun down there. Sidewalk sessions going on left and right, and then right back in.
It has everything. It has all the feelings. Yeah,
all the accoutrements of a good rock and roll show. So anyway, Dom, thank you very much. The poster is freaking killer. And Peralta Arts, obviously, your story, whatever that might be, or your project, or your marketing campaign, advertising, special event you might need Dom's talents for. Peralta Arts and Company can bring them to life, kids with Bay Area soul, Bay Area heart. And you can contact Dom and Peralta Arts anytime at Dominic@stellar.design. Dominic@stellar.design. And Dom, again, thank you so much for the great work you've done, not only for the band I'm in, but all the great stuff you've done for the show. By the way, I assume folks know this, but throw this out there. Every single day, when you see the pre-show kind of Twitter post we put up, that's Dom. Obviously, I'm not. You think I'm doing that? I don't know how to make that kind of art. So Dom does all that artwork too. He's a nonstop artistic machine. Dominic@stellar.design. Folks, make it happen with Dom. You will be happy. Ask Bonnie, Scarlet Fire. She just hired him for a special family event, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I need to wrap that one up for her. And Paulie, so I started printing. I did some tests last night, but then I'm going to have posters at the gig, so I'll have some of these that you guys can sign and sell or give out or whatever. So,
dude, awesome, Dommy, awesome. I know we're getting it. And by the way, just so you know, this the rehearsal space where my band practices up here in San Rafael. It's in our drummer Bob's studio. He has like this rehearsal space, and he puts all those posters up in our rehearsal room. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's a lot of good Dom presence up there in the rehearsal.
I love it. That's how I work too. My room, if we pan the camera around in my room, it's all posters everywhere. So I love being in amongst the art. You know, music and art are so connected. So I live inside of it.
Well, last thing on art before we go to Seth, and I'm telling you, Seth, hang tight, but we're coming.
Yeah, sorry, Seth.
I've been looking at this for like 2 years now, and I've never asked you. So behind you, where you are right now, I see it's a framed poster, and I haven't been able to figure out, is that the freaking Death Star back there?
Oh, no, this is just it's a photograph of the moon. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the moon. Yeah.
I've been wondering about that for so long. At one point, I thought it was a movie poster for Alien.
Nice. I love it. Yeah.
Death Star. I've been wondering for a long time. So
my Star Wars stuff is over on the other shelf. So
I could feel it. I knew there was some nearby. I could tell. All right, Dommy, great stuff here. Let's bring back Seth, the intern. He is
all right, buddy.
Great work for our show. He does all our social media now. Thank God. Look at this kid.
Oh, there you go. Attaboy, Seth. Heck yeah.
Okay. Dude, let me see if I can serve. Hold on. Let me see if I got anything over here. Because I am actually in my kid's old room. The studio where I work is the room that my kids use. And I don't think I have any nearby. I do have this, by the way, that my grandmother gave me when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys can see this. I always got a kick out of this. This is my dad's mom gave me this. It's a collection of rocks on another rock with the caption "rock concert." It's kind of like paperweight. I don't know. I've had this since I was a kid. Thank you, Grandma. All right, Seth, the intern. For starters, you're looking good, dude. How was your weekend, man?
Man, it was a good weekend. Got to play some volleyball. Got to hang around, go to the pool and stuff. All that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. Pine Needle already calling me out. Don't worry. It's not a Cowboys jersey.
No. Pine, we're good.
I do actually have a Michael Irvin jersey though. I do.
Interesting. Are you a big Mike Irvin fan?
Well, kind of the off the field stuff. No, but
Right.
but he is fun to watch from time to time. Whenever I watch those old Niner Cowboys games
Yep.
from like the NFC championships, he's always a good conversation to have. Where does
I'll
he
tell you
rank
what.
among the all-time greats?
I will say this, Michael Irvin, love him or hate him. I mean, the guy was a hell of a player. And if you ever go back and watch the documentary that's on Netflix, I think it came out last year about that glorious period for the Cowboys in the 90s. Michael Irvin, it's like Irvin, Aikman, Jerry Jones, and Emmitt Smith are the primary guys they talk to. Have you seen that, Seth, the documentary on the Cowboys on Netflix?
On Netflix.
You should watch it. Find it. It's really, really good. And there's a lot of Niner stuff in there. There's a lot of Niner footage in there, too.
I watched an ESPN one about a while ago. It wasn't the same one, but it is the same kind of vibe about those like the 80s, 90s 49ers Cowboys rivalry type of thing.
Yeah. It's hard to even explain it to someone like Seth because he's just too young to have lived through that. But that was without a doubt the most intense period of rivalry I think I've ever felt as a Niner fan. Yes, the Seahawks have become a big thing. And yes, we've had some monster moments with that, especially during the Harbaugh years, playing them for an NFC, in the title game. But the Niner Cowboy thing was essentially the Super Bowl, 92, 93, 94, would have been 95 again if freaking Adam Walker could have held on to the rock. That one alone. But the Niners, I expected San Francisco to play Dallas in the title game in 95 too. Same. That was like the moment that the Green Bay Packers kind of arrived with Brett Favre. They beat us in that game, so we didn't make it that year. But anyway, check that out. It's a really, really good documentary. And Seth, so whose jersey are you wearing? Let's tell the familia because they're all concerned. Everybody has comments out there. Yeah.
So I'm actually wearing another one of my favorite childhood QB's jersey. This was the first guy that, I saw him in a whole bunch of Sports Illustrated kids magazines growing up. He was the first kind of guy that I tuned into that wasn't on the Niners, but he was local for me. In college. So he was somebody that I could kind of, watch in college as a little like 6-year-old. And that is Andrew Luck for the Colts. And so that was kind of the first hometown college guy that I got to see come up.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I like that you're wearing a Luck jersey. We all loved Andrew Luck. I expected him to be kind of a dominant QB in the NFL for a long time, but he had to leave obviously with concern for his health. Yeah. And that's why when we talk about Shanahan at the beginning, it's like, dude, take your time, get well. You can't mess around with head injuries. You really cannot play games with that. You got to make sure you're well before you proceed. So, Seth, we have you here today because and by the way, hi, Red Jet Shell. Nice to see you. Yep. She said, sorry, I haven't been around much. She goes, I've had a lot of union disputes. You got Escobar the Cheeks right there. If you need to pay somebody a visit, you guys talk offline. Anyway, I want to ask Seth. Now, we got you here today to talk about the Niner rookies in camp. So what are the big stories so far, or who can you tell us is jumping off down there so far?
Actually, a lot of good with a little bad. And we'll start off with the bad. Today at camp, Romello Height was carted off. They told us that it was a calf cramp. Not sure why you would need to be carted off for a calf cramp. Maybe they're just being super precautious. Maybe it was a really bad calf cramp. Maybe, when everything is reported, it might be something else. That was just kind of weird to me. It stood out among everything else other than, Kyle Shanahan making appearance both days, which was obviously amazing to see that he's there. But yeah, the carted off thing, it was just kind of weird. I don't understand why he would be carted off for a calf cramp when, we see that all the time and they kind of stay on the field and, linger around and then go back in eventually. But yeah, I wanted to know your guys' opinion on that. Why cart off a guy with a calf cramp?
Well, they might just be telling us that. I mean, a lot of times they try to mask the messaging early so they don't want people to get, run away with, oh my God, this guy's seriously injured. So they kind of slow play it like that. They're calling it a cramp. And hopefully it is. Hopefully it is just a cramp. But we'll watch it. We'll keep an eye on that as this week kind of unfolds. I want to ask you about Romello Height. What do you know about him so far? Nick Bosa said some pretty complimentary things, defensive end rookie. Hopefully he can make a contribution. Anything on that kid?
I've seen a lot of bad media about him from the first day of camp.
Just within the last day. Media? What's that?
I mean, just saying that he's slow and uncoordinated and that he didn't look the best, but I mean, the guy is huge. He's gonna look like that. He is, and remember, he's probably one of the first kind of project guys for Raheem Morris, and that's okay. Raheem Morris kind of runs a different type of defense than Saleh, and then we're used to. It's not very. It's actually completely different from Saleh. It's going to be like a 5-man front. It's going to be, that type of thing. So he just needs to be able to contain and, get to the quarterback when he can. And that's okay. He's going to be a big body that's going to stop a lot of the runs and then have pass rush upside.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I don't really understand why people are talking down on him so much.
Yeah.
I think he looked good. On the play that he did get a cramp, Kalen Black ran for an 80-yard touchdown. So, I mean, maybe it was just kind of an embarrassment moment. I hope not. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah. By the way, go ahead. Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, it's just, I just don't understand it, but continue.
Well, I want to throw this out there, too, because this happened about 10 minutes before we opened the show today, 15, 20 minutes, maybe not that long, is that Vita Vea has just requested a trade from Tampa Bay. And I've been it's hard not to be a fan of that guy, man. He is a freaking disruptor. And when his game is on, he's one of the most disruptive defensive tackles out there, man. He can pass rush. He can stop the run. I love his big freaking frame that he brings into the mix. He's a big human being. No idea what his preference is or if the Niners would even entertain a call on him. But I'm just throwing that out there. That's in the mix that Vita Vea now has requested a trade. And that's interesting to me. It has to be financial because I think the Bucs are going to have a pretty good year. They have been pretty competitive over the past few years. They're generally a playoff team. They generally go home in the first round with Baker Mayfield. But I've heard that there's some pretty high expectations for Tampa Bay this year, which I find interesting. That Vita Vea might jump ship right as they're about to get a little better. But anyway, keep an eye on that. And then also, now this is not a rookie, but I want to ask about Connor Colby a little bit. This is a guy who was a rookie last year. Sounds like he is leading the pack to become the starting left guard when the season starts officially. Have you heard any buzz on him, on Connor Colby? Because what I'm hearing is a lot of positive stuff.
Yes, I think I heard something about him looking good, but there was a backup guard. I think it was backup left guard that just looked horrible. So I think he is far and away the better left guard. But I think it was like the backup left guard when Mac Jones was at quarterback and the second team was just getting torn up. And that's not something that you want to hear with the Niners injury history and how deep they have to go in their bag, which is rough. But I mean, second day of camp, I just saw a comment that says, don't read too much into it. Don't read too much into it. Especially if guys are doing bad, it's knocking off the rust. This guy's in his second year, like you said. So, he could be doing really well because, he's just fresh. And I can't remember who it was that didn't do very well, but it wasn't one of the rookies.
Do you, are there any other of the rookies that you have intel on you want to share? Because if you do, go for it. But I have questions. I want to ask Seth a couple questions about a couple of the veteran guys on the other side. But if you have more rookie stuff, bring it, Seth. What else you got?
Oh, yeah. So Stribling looks amazing. Dejon Stribling looks absolutely fantastic. They're saying that he is so far, he's the front runner for wide receiver 3. He's looking quicker than he did. Today, they said he looked a lot quicker off the jump than he did in his first day.
Right.
And he looks really good out of his break, and he's really fast and he's huge. I mean, he's 6'2", and runs a 4.36.
Yep. He's a big body. He's strong. He's fast. He's young. I really think the Niners need this right now. They need an influx of young talent, but guys that can play right now, guys that can actually help this team right now, not 2 years, 3 years later. They need guys like Stribling who can get some snaps and actually start helping this team. Because and this is my biggest concern, Seth, I've told this to Dom and Tony, I've been saying this to anybody who will listen. My biggest concern is that a lot of their key guys and their best players are not only are they old, but a lot of them are coming off significant injuries, be it a Greenlaw, be it a Bosa, be it a Fred Warner. I mean, these are things we're going to really, George Kittle, throw him on the pile too. Like, so if those guys are compromised or they do miss games this year because of it, you're going to need kids like this.
Yeah. The same can be said about Kalen Black. He's getting more touches than Jordan James. And I think it's just he's just explosive, really fast. One of the two biggest things about him in his combine negatives were that he was not a good pass catcher and that he was not very imaginative between the tackles. One of those things has already been like debunked so far in training camp, and that is he has been a very good pass catcher so far. Nice. And then the other thing is that, I mean, in a Shanahan offense, the running back does not need to be very imaginative.
Right.
They're going to put him in motion. They're going to imagine for him. I mean, all he needs to do is hit the hole, the gap. We've seen this. Any running back works in this offense, except for last year. That was in my opinion, that's an anomaly year.
By the way, rocking new era, dude. He's like messing my head up because I hadn't thought about this, you guys. He goes, "Hey, boys, the substation has taken so many player injuries, and now it's injuring the coaches too." So I like that. We're going to blame the substation for the Shanahan car crash. You know what? Why not? Why not? Rocking new era. I'm with you on that. Blame the friggin' substation blues, man. I'm going to have to write that song, Dom. I'm going to have to write Substation Blues song this season. Okay, more rookie intel from Seth the intern, and you're doing great, Seth. Thank you for this.
Yeah, thank you, Seth. This is awesome.
Give me a couple of more, and then we'll let you go.
My last few things here. One is just like I was talking about earlier with the Raheem Morris rookie draft here as the first few guys that we see under his defensive coordination. Haven't heard much about Jaden Duggar. Haven't heard much about Grayson Helton. Haven't heard much about Ephesius Prysock. So that's not really alarming, but you want to hear more about your 6'5" outside linebacker because they're comparing him to a Fred Warner type build, and they're hoping that he can learn under Warner, which would be perfect. Just because of, again, all the injury talk. But with the older core that you have right now with Trent and Mike Evans and Christian Kirk and all these other older guys, you have a pretty young defense really under, Eli Apple, but we'll see if he even makes the team. But if you see all that and then you see the really, really young team, turn your ears away, Pine Needle, because I know you're not going to like this one. I really think that this 1 year is going to be a transitional year, which does not mean that the window is closed, and it does not mean that they will not make the playoffs and make a big run in the playoffs. But I do think that they will have to either the second year guys will have to make a big leap or the third year guys will have to make a big leap. Pearsall will need to be very prevalent this year. But I do think that this is kind of a torch passing moment from Mike Evans to the new young receiver core and Pearsall and Stribling. I think, Fred Warner, it has a lot of career left, but he needs to train this defense. Hyena Lenore is going to have to train these new corners and these new defensive backs. And it's going to be kind of a weird year where we're waiting for somebody to step it up. But I think, I was a little hard on him last time I was here, but I do think that they could probably snag realistically 10 wins.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me too. I think, and there are even, I've heard other people kind of forecast like a 9-8 season for this team, stuff like that. 10 wins. I think 10 wins would be solid. Yeah, I see Pine Needle responding right now. He says, Pine Needle goes, listen, I love you, Seth. And I appreciate your opinions, but they are, well, dude, that's it. We all are just kind of throwing our opinions on the table and kicking it around. But Seth, good stuff, man. Last question, I got one last question for Seth. And then, Dom, I want to do some bookmarks with you, and then we can wrap. Okay. But Seth, one of the guys I love most, and I'm so glad he's back, is Dre Greenlaw. I freaking love the guy. He's one of these dudes. He's a lot like Fred Warner, a monster on the field. You talk to them off the field, they could not be better, nicer human beings. I can't stress that enough. They're both like that. Greenlaw is just, I mean, he's a pleasure to be around. Really, really cool guy. But I wonder what he has left to bring. I saw him play last year a couple times with the Broncos. He was still sticking guys, still making plays. But I wonder about his durability and i.e. his effectiveness. Like a 17-game schedule, a lot of football. What do you think about like what he has left in the tank, Greenlaw?
I mean, realistically, you could get another, I'd say maximum like 3 good years out of him if you really limit his snap count. I'm not saying limit him to like 40% of the snaps, but, you know, limit him to maybe like 60 and then get a lot of these younger guys the rotational value that they really provide. You know, I think that was a problem last year when guys went down and, you know, only really D Winters kind of stepped it up. But, you know, I like a lot of these defensive backs that we have that are rotational guys. I think they're a really good young core, but when you it's the same thing with actually, you know, the running backs too, but we'll get into that another day. But if they kind of rotate them in more, I think the more experience they get at a higher level, the more they're going to impact in the future. So, I mean, and then Dre Greenlaw gets another, you know, 3 years on his career and he gets to impact the game more.
I like where your head's at. You know, I'm okay with that too, Seth. I'm okay with kind of keeping an eye on the snap count for Greenlaw because what I would hope for ideally is a healthy Greenlaw that can still play come December, come January, because that's when you really want a guy like that who's got the IQ, who's been on the field in huge games before. Shout out to the stick he had in the goal line up in Seattle. One of the great tackles of all time in Niner history. That stick on the freaking goal line saved our season. And the only tackle I can compare that to is the Dan Buns tackle. In Super Bowl 16, where he just stood him up at the goal line. It was the same kind of play. So yeah, get well, Greenlaw. We love these guys. Seth, dude, you're rolling, brother. Thank you for the contribution today. Seth, the intern, everybody, give him some love. And
thank you, buddy.
Keep up the great work. You're crushing it, brother. And we'll have you on again next week. We'll do it again next week, man.
All right. Appreciate you guys. See you guys later.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you, Seth. There he is, man. Seth, the intern. Give him some love. And Dom, before we dive into the final segment of bookmarks, because there is a lot of stuff in there that's relevant today, which I want to take a look at. Lost my Red Jet Shell. I want to do the super real quick.
Okay, sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Stand by.
I saw Red Jet checking in. She is one of my faves. Hope to see you on the 14th, Red Jet. It's been a while. I could use a dose of Red Jet Shell in the flesh in person. Yeah. By the way, look at Patty with the kind words. There you go. Seth is doing an amazing job. He really is. Hey, by the way.
Hard life.
No, I like it. Go ahead. Yes.
Tony has it set up on auto repeat stuff. There you go.
Okay, I like that. It's on a
ran it back. Nice.
Patty from Napa singing the praises of Seth the intern. I agree. The kid's doing a great job. We're very lucky to have this kid, and I love this is so far, Dom, 0 issues with Seth the intern. He shows up. He works. There's no excuses. Because Tony was worried at first, not about Seth, but he was worried about the idea. I'll reveal this on the air. He'll probably get pissed, but what are you going to do? I like to get it all out there. Before we met Seth, we were talking about getting an intern, and Dom was I think I can get a guy. I know this kid. So, and Tony's like, yeah, man, but you know, he's like, these Tony's like just crushing the whole generation. He goes, these kids, they don't know how to work. They don't know how to work. He's like, they're always looking for outs, and I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, dude, cool your jets. Let's meet the kid first. But anyway, Seth, you're doing a great job.
Crushing it.
And Tony would be proud. He will be. When he gets back, he's going to get a crash course in the greatness of Seth the intern.
Nice. Heck yeah.
And there's Red Jet. Okay, she says a mere dime for my poor attendance record in the chat. Love to all the team PMP. Thank you, dear, so much. What's she saying? Paulie, I wish I could. I'm going to the Valkyries game. Nice.
Oh, nice.
And if the state shuts down, I'm grounded. Okay. Well, hey, listen, Red Jet, it's all good. When you can make it, you make it. We'll do another holiday party. I know we'll see you again at some point.
Exactly.
But no sweat. Of course, do your thing and have a good time at the Valkyrie game. Speaking of, I am still working on that. Now, they had the All-Star game over the weekend.
Yep.
If this all falls into place, as I believe and hope it will, we should have a Valkyrie player next week. And I look forward to that for our first kind of Valkyrie guest. I'll keep you posted as we get the info.
That's awesome.
And Tom, moving on to bookmarks real quick. You don't have to do the whole dance party thing. That's fine because it's
I've got it all set up for you if you want it.
I mean, if you got it, let's let Bookie do his thing. Yeah.
I think we should do it.
It's time
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
for bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
Tell me.
So good.
I'm telling you, great
Oh, yeah.
jam. Great jam. And by the way, I got to get this out there again. I think I said this probably once last year, so it's time for my annual check-in on this. Never forget this dude right here, Bookman, the guy we're looking at from Seinfeld.
Yep.
Played a freaking despicable guy in the movie Boogie Nights, dude, when he was
That's right.
trying to tell Burt Reynolds we got shooting on video camera, we got to do away with the film thing. And I'll never forget this. He looks at Burt Reynolds and he goes, because I want to make $1.01 in this business. And I'm like, damn, he's playing hardball with Reynolds. And Reynolds wasn't having it. He was like, no, I'm rolling tape, guy. I'm not going to. But anyway, don't sleep on Bookman in Boogie Nights. That's my
Totally. Hey, I'm a Philip Baker Hall fan, so he's the best.
dude, he is. He's been in a lot. His resume is pretty amazing, and we lost him recently. Last couple of years, we lost him. It was really sad, but he's been a great kind of character actor for a long time. And I can never shake the image of Bookman and Boogie Nights out of my head because he was a sketchy guy, dude. Sketchy guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bookmarks ahoy. Here we go. So here's Brock Purdy. Now, I believe, Dom, I want to make sure I get this accurately, but if this is not today, I think this is from today. I believe this is Purdy from earlier today.
Awesome.
So let's see what he has to say. And this is him commenting, I believe, on the whole Shanahan incident. Look at it. Look at the face of Brock, dude. Guys, the kid's a Boy Scout. Look at that kid.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, let's hear what he has to say, Dommy.
Okay. You got the audio?
I do not.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Stand by.
No sweat. Take two.
Shoot. Let me remove it and get it back in here.
Good, man.
Sometimes Twitter does not like to cooperate with my audio here. Are you hearing it now?
No.
Shoot.
No.
Let me try one other way. Hold on. Let me stop.
Stand by, folks. You know how.
Sorry, guys.
Better Dom's doing this than me. I'd crash the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I don't know why the audio doesn't always work for me when I'm clicking through on Twitter through StreamYard. So let's try this one last
Here we go.
time. All right.
I was like, hey, is this? And he goes, yeah, it sounds about right. So, it hurt really bad just reading that text. I'm like, first off, like, is he okay? Like, what's next? Like, how is he and all that? And then, so I reached out to him and then he hit me back up. So once he texted me back and stuff, I was like, all right, he's good. And, it's a scary moment because all you care about is life at that moment. Like, is he alive? Is he good? And all that. But after, hearing Mandy and then what Kyle had said, I was like, all right, Kyle's good. This is going to be a little process and maybe, I don't know what the road to recovery looks like, but he's going to be good. That's all I cared about in that moment. So I know he's good. Just seeing him, talking to him and stuff and what he said to guys. I have a lot of faith that he'll bounce back quick, but
nice. Yeah, that's awesome. You want me to finish it up, Paulie?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay.
From that moment too, it's like, just sharing with like some of the leaders of the team. And then if they're talking to guys, just like giving guys a heads up, like, hey, coach went through this and this is how he's doing and stuff. He hit me back. So he's good. He's talking. So I shared, with some guys. And then when we first got back in the locker room and stuff, just sharing with guys around the locker room area, just giving them a heads up that, he's good.
Nice.
Thank you. Good. That was good. It's good to hear from Brock. It's good to hear him talking about his QB. And I got to say, dude, Jake with the Home Daddies making me laugh. He just threw this up there. He goes, Brock does it for JC. 100%. Dude, 100%, dude. You know what? He's all about JC. He could easily have the fish on his back of his car. One of those Jesus fish magnets. I could see him with one of those. And you're right. He definitely does it for JC. No.
Totally like Putty from Seinfeld.
And thank you, Lily. Yes, I definitely want a Brock. I want a Brock.
Yep.
All right, here's Chris Sims. Let's remember, and for the record, Dom, I want to state this for the record. I got no problem with this dude right here. It's his old man I got a problem with. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's Phil. It's that dude. But this kid I'm fine with. I think a lot of people already know this. He's very close with Shanahan from college. So they are very tight. So here is Sims and his reaction to the entire
it was scary. There's no doubt about that. It was scary. You know how close I am to him and his wife Mandy, and how great of friends they are. And of course, we were in the south of France just a month ago and having a great time together. But yeah, all of a sudden one day I get a text from Kyle's wife Mandy. She texts myself and my wife, and it's like, oh no, Kyle's been a part of some horrible accident. And she sent us some pictures right off the bat. And it was like, oh my gosh. Like, so just to let you know, paint the picture. You've seen the injury report, the broken ribs, 40 stitches in the face, the broken nose, broken left hand, of course, the bad concussion. But when you first see it and it's fresh and some of the cuts are still wide open, I mean, it's jarring. It's jarring. He was this close to maybe losing his right eye, right? The scar is so big right here. And so all that stuff was just crazy to see. And of course, I'm, thinking of my friend, but yeah, it's tough. And he's still battling with this concussion. And yeah, it happened about 10 days ago now, I'd say 11, maybe somewhere like that. And
13.
13 now. Holy crap.
14th.
And yeah,
Happened on the 14th and it was disclosed on the 25th.
He's healing. His face looks a whole lot better. But this concussion, of course, being a part of that kind of accident is lingering, and it's giving him issues, and he's certainly still dealing with that.
Man, so crazy.
Yeah, thanks for playing that, Dom. It's good to hear from. I mean, listen, this is a close friend of the Shanahans, and again, I mean, dude, vacationing in the south of France, count me in for that.
Right.
Dude, I can't tell you how badly I want to go to the south of France. I've been fascinated with it ever since the Stones recorded "Exile on Main Street" down there. And you see all the footage. It's like a hippie commune. There's people running around. I'm like, damn, I got to get to the south of France ASAP, and I hope to at some point sooner than later. But anyway, just some words from the heart there from Sims, and I thought you guys would appreciate that. Here's my guy, dude, fist in the air for number 54, Freddie Warner. We love this guy. The heart and soul of this 49er team, I'm saying it, dude, to me is Fred Warner. As great as McCaffrey is, as great as Kittle is, to me it's about this guy. This is the guy who I think he's the most respected guy in that locker room. He's the most respected guy on that field. I believe he's a Hall of Famer. I believe he will go to the Hall of Fame when his career ends. And I just feel so grateful to have this dude. So let's hear what Fred's got for us today, Dommy.
His name is Fred. Yeah, let's hear from him.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
You need that first tackle in, I don't know, training camp or preseason just to get that confidence, like, all right, I'm back.
No, tackling, that's like riding a bike. You just run through their face.
You need that first tackle in, I don't know, training camp or preseason.
So good.
That's all I need. I hope you guys caught that. He said, what was it like to engage in your first tackle in camp after the injury? And he goes, yeah, no problem. And you hear what he said? He goes, you just run through their face. Dude, that's what I'm saying. And he just walks off. Mic drop. You're so running through their Hey, Fred, you keep running through guys' faces. I can't freaking wait. All right, we can wrap with this, Dom. There she is again. I saw her over the weekend, and I'm like, my girl is back. So this is the tap dancer who Tony turned us on to.
Yep.
I forget. Oh, her name is Ariel. Her name is Ariel Hyatt.
Yeah.
I don't know what country she's from. I don't know where she is located, but I saw her popping up again this weekend. And I'm like, dude, we got to get this back on. So here she is. Here's Ariel Hyatt, the tap dancing heavy metal fan. And she is jamming Dom to a song that can't be easy to tap dance to. Let's listen to her do Metallica, Master of Puppets. Let's rock.
Okay.
Who's this?
Yep.
Look at it.
Unbelievable.
That's cool, Dummy. Yeah, thank you, man. I can't get enough of this girl. I think
That
she's
is
great. And she has a
amazing.
huge smile on her face, like the joy of Ariel Hyatt, the tap dancing heavy metal lunatic. And I will tell you this, she clearly knows this music intimately.
Oh, yeah.
She knows all the breaks, all the
Exactly.
stops and starts. Like, it's not like she's just throwing a rhythm down. She's jamming with the like. It's incredible what she's doing. If you can ever find this girl, Dom, see if she'll come on the show. I've been trying to I couldn't even find her handle.
Okay.
I don't think she's
Definitely.
on Twitter. I think what happens is I think she has a presence on Instagram.
Okay.
And I need to start doing more Instagram. Tony's kind of the Instagram guy, and
Right.
I'm the Twitter guy. We kind of divide and conquer like that.
Yeah.
But what happens is her videos get forwarded to Twitter from Instagram.
I
So
see. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't reach out to her, but if you can find her, shoot her a DM and say, dude, we love you. We're all fans and we want to have you on the show. Cause I'm dying to talk to her, dude.
All right.
And
PMP Army. Let's put it out there. We'll try and get a hold of her. That would be amazing.
please find this girl. And if you
Yeah.
can, just email us the info at pauliespod@gmail.com and we'll interview her on the show. She is, Karen Bell goes, she's adorbs. Never heard that, but like it. She's adorbs and she's talented. She is adorbs. I agree.
Totally.
Our Cheeks the third, the shuffles and flaps were on point, dude. 100% shuffles and flaps, man. Hashtag shuffles and flaps.
Yep.
Joe Smo, let's do some tap dancing in the mosh pit. 100%.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, you know what would be the ultimate is get her in a pit at a Metallica show.
Yeah.
Get like I don't know, 8x10 piece of plywood. All of us will hold it up
Oh,
and let her
totally.
kind of tap dance in front of the band. Like while
Yes.
she's playing, she could be like breaking off her steps. We'll hold her up. That would be the freaking greatest. All
Oh,
right,
man. I was blown away. I had not seen that, Paulie. That floored me. All the breaks, she hit everything. She was like spot on.
And
So,
she's got this huge smile on her face. Like she just looks. I think she's great. I would love.
somehow
to
we need Lars and her to connect so that she could be tap dancing right in front of him on stage. That would be amazing.
Lars would probably be looking to make a little dough off her. Where's my tins?
Oh,
I'm kidding.
it's
I'm
true.
kidding. Everybody chill. We're all friends here. But I still got to break Lars's balls every now and again. You got it. You got it. I mean, the guy's a freaking billionaire. Come on, collects Basquiat art. He can afford a couple of Polymac jabs here and there. And I'm a fan, by the way. I riff on guys I'm fans of, Dom. It's not just guys I don't like. I riff on anything in front of me.
Yeah, we're all. I mean, I could be in the target someday. You never know. So
No,
it's just-
I'm a target. I riff on myself. I was telling you the other day, I looked in the mirror, I got pissed. I'm like, look at this guy.
Look at this
I'm getting sick of you. All right, anyway, Dom, Longbridge Pizza, as we wrap today, I want to give them some love too. Now, the funny thing about Longbridge is they are closed on Mondays. A lot of you know that, but that's fine. Yeah, right in the oven where we go.
nice and toasty.
Longbridge Pizza is the de facto kind of home away from home for the entire PMP Army, the PMP Familia, the PMP Broads, all these. By the way, shout out to the subsections of the PMP Familia. We got the Broads, you know what I mean? We got like all these little groups. Anyway, they've been so good to us, and the food is so good. Dom and I were in there last week for lunch at Longbridge, and it is never a disappointment. It's always amazing. Dommy turned me on last week to the freaking Joey. I had never heard of it or tried it. Loaded with pepperoni. What else was on the Joey? Was there
Jalapenos and onions, so it's got a little kick to it, which is perfect. I like it like that, so it's a fantastic pie.
For me, like I have to have like the Pepsi AC and the Tums at the ready when I'm doing something like that for real, because it kicks back on me. But I love it. A lot of flavor on the Joey. Try the Polymac particle pie, the sausage and the onion. Try the loading dock. That's Miriam's favorite. Try the hot and honey. There are so many variations. And all the pizzas named after his kids, the Nico, the Sophia, laid back vibe. The pizza is serious. They're not kidding around about it. You've seen Neil with the pizza wagon driving around the bay, just making everyone's life better, cooking pizzas on location, which he can do. Another thing we should mention, if you would like to have the pizza wagon show up to an event like a graduation party, for example, I know that it is the season to hand out the diplomas. If you've got like a graduation party, a celebration, and you're like, yeah, we'd love to have some food, talk to Neil, ask him about it. Ask him, hey, can you bring the pizza wagon? Hire him for events like that. And I will tell you this too. Dom and I and Tony have been in a couple of events. In fact, he brought the wagon to one of my gigs at Brisbane Inn, and there's like no drop off. The food is just as good from the pizza wagon as it is as buying it at the store. So there's no compromise in the quality. There's the wagon. Show it to me.
Here's the wagon right here. This is exactly the wagon, so we can watch it taking off. This was from Tony's horseshoe tournament last year.
Nice.
That's the actual wagon.
There he goes. There he goes. Just make it people's lives better. Yeah, beep it up, dude.
So good.
Tremendous. Was that Neil behind the wheel too?
That was, yeah. We helped him pack out and head on out. So that was a fantastic day.
Dude, there was Cowboy Neil at the wheel, the bus to Never Neverland.
Exactly.
By the way, NorCal Refrigeration, the pizza wagon, shout out Kill Bill too.
Nice.
Dude, I'm with you on that 100%. Okay, anyway, Longbridge Pizza is closed on Wednesdays, but open every other day of the week. So please do get on down there before a Valkyrie game, before an event at Chase Center, what have you, or for Giant games. Not that far. It's all of it on 3rd Street. And by the way, Tommy, the walk will do you good. Like, I know Tony's a big scooter guy. I say take the walk, keep that heart pumping. You know what I mean? Let's stay healthy if possible. Yeah, me and you, Tommy. We're gonna walk like gentlemen. Yeah,
we'll walk on August 14th from Longbridge down to the park. It's a good walk down 3rd. You can meander down past Chase, so it's an awesome walk. I love it.
Absolutely. You can also inquire to Longbridge about a private party or a private event. They can hold 20 to 25 people in that back room. We are going to be talking to Neil, and we already have kind of put the seed out there just about some stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Once football season starts, Tony and I have talked about doing a couple of post-game shows at Longbridge this year. Like, we'll watch the game at Longbridge, and then when it ends, we'll flip the mics on and talk about it and stuff. So we'll get you some dates when we get with Neil and nail that stuff down. But the point is, we are thinking and trying to plan for more events where all of you can come hang out if you want to. We'll be there. We'd love to have you. So, okay, Dommy, let's do this. Let's break the huddle. Sure. We'll send everybody to their dinner tables. And tomorrow, what do we got coming up again tomorrow, Dommy? We got another.
Tomorrow, we're going to check in with Steve Groschel. We also have a hit this week coming from Bonnie. So she's got being that Jerry Day is coming up this weekend. So we're going to check in with Bonnie. She's got a surprise for you, Paulie.
I can't wait.
We're going to talk to Pecan on Thursday. Most likely Wednesday, we're going to not have that show, but we'll stay tuned tomorrow. We'll give an update on that. Right. And then Friday, we're going to check in with Robot Centaur and get a sports desk update from him.
Yeah, Dommy was like talking in code to me earlier today. I didn't even know what he's talking about. He was like, hey, we can get Robo for Friday.
Yeah.
What do you, who, like the drummer from Black Flag? Is that who you're talking about? Because that guy's name was Robo, by the way. Played in the Midwest too. Famous punk rock guy. And he's like, no, not that Robo. I'm talking about Robot Centaur. I'm like, oh, Centaur. Yeah. So anyway, I look forward to that on Friday and looking forward to Grosch tomorrow. If you've never seen Steve Groschel before, folks, he's a funny dude. I wouldn't throw him on the air if he wasn't. He makes me laugh pretty much every day with his comments. And Cheeks, 100% we're looking for Cadillacs, dude. Me and you. That's what we do. And we'll find him. We'll find him. Cadillacs with abandoned, just like nobody there. And I think the hood was popped open. There was nobody in the car. Just sitting there. And Cheeks and I had a couple of moments as we pondered the existence of that Cadillac while we shared some delish, if I may. Okay, Dommy, great job again, as always. You're crushing it. Seth Meyers, great job. You're crushing it. Corinne, she says take the day off Wednesday. Well, we might have to, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. Patty from Napa, Joe Schmo, Rags in Jersey, Cheeks, you know what I mean? Nutter, Stenson, all of you guys, thank you. NorCal HVAC, we love you. Have a great night, everybody, and I believe that's it. So, Dommy, just take us home, man.
Yeah, buddy. I guess last two things. So we'll touch base with Tony again tomorrow. He should give us an update, and then I know you had a right or wrong prepared. Let's do that tomorrow. It was some good stuff, so we'll
my right or wrong sitting right here. And Dommy, look at this. It's a 2-pager. Okay,
nice.
2-pager. Yeah, we're gonna get into some serious topics tomorrow. We'll do a right or wrong for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, I think that's everything, buddy. Stand by. We will get this all prepared. So
it's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. Hit me with it, Dommy.
I like the acapella version. Yeah. Luckily, StreamYard got to freeze right during that, so it's coming back now. Here we go.
Awesome, Dommy. Thanks again, brother. You're doing a great job in Tony's absence. Thank you for everything you're doing. Karen Bell, Rockin' New Era, NorCal, Joe Schmo, P1 Chuck, Karen Bell. Love you guys. Love all you guys. Have a wonderful night. Go Giants. Mikey, enjoy your Brewers. I hope we can at least get on the board. You know what I mean? Keep things interesting. And we will see you guys tomorrow at high noon. Miriam, have a good night, dear. And
have a good night, everybody. Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers.
Peace, everybody.